Today we're going to build our very own T4 kit for my 6.0 Power Stroke. I was left alone and no one said no, so we're putting on a T4 turbo. So I have a Borg Warner S364.5. We got a spare set of up pipes, a T4 flange, and a bunch of fittings. Oh yeah, it's coming together. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut the flange off of this old set of up pipes and take off this intermediate pipe and put on the new pipe. So we got the up pipe set back on, and I have the turbo sitting right where I want it. So we have the access for the intake tube. This is easily removable because you need to remove this to be able to remove the turbo setup when you're doing a T4 and a 6.0. My little spacer hammer worked perfect to get me the height I want. So this is a little far away. So what I'm going to do is just put a piece of pipe going from here to here. So I found a piece of 3-inch pipe. Thank goodness I can't throw anything away. So what we're going to do is try to copy that angle right here on this pipe. I decided to go with the bends. That way it has a nice little kind of flow to it. And then we'll cut this piece to match up to there. Now if I'd done everything correctly, this should fit in there nicely. A couple of tack welds. It actually fits in there pretty nice. A little bit of a gap, but nothing a weld can't fill in. Welder's just basically a 3D printer, right? So now that we basically got everything set exactly where we want it, we're going to take the turbo housing and stuff back off. We'll take this back off so I can finish welding it all around. Then we'll set this back up, just the housing back where we want. And then we're going to take a bracket and make a bracket to hold this flange somewhere onto the motor. So now that I got the up pipes all finished welded, we got them mounted back up. So we're going to make some brackets to go to these holes in the engine bay. But before we do that, just in case we don't want to get in our way here, we're going to work on making a drain tube. So I got a spare drain tube piece here, and all we're going to do is cut this piece in half right there. So now we got our drain tube made, and then I made a little bracket piece. So that way that holds it in. So it's going to sit in there like that. And then we got a nice little bolt hole to mount into, just like that. And now we have a place to run our return hose, and it stays in place. Oop. So we got the up pipes made, we got a drain tube made, the down pipe fits all nice. So the next thing we're gonna have to make is the oil pressurized system. So we're gonna take our old drain tube and use a JIC fitting. So we're gonna cut this off, weld that to the tube, and then make a hose out of some JIC fittings. It's basically the same as AN, basically. There's the part number. That's for the 90, but the 6G, 6F, and then a couple different numbers give you, like the straight one is a... Damn it, focus. 6G, 6FJX. Oh, I guess it is that straight one. And then we got this one here, which is 6G, 6FJX90. So when you have the numbers, you add a 90 or 45 and whatnot. I don't know. I'm not the best with explaining it, but it'll work. It'll work. Welding that definitely takes a little bit of skill because you don't want to blow through this, and you definitely don't want to end up having a leak. So I think I got it pretty good. I don't see no open holes. I pressure tested it, so we should be good to go. Now we have that sit in there. I got to put the bolts in, and now we could start putting it all together. So now we have everything put back together exactly how I want it. We made a little brace to go up to the turbo part. I was originally going to do it off the base here, but I didn't have room with how I routed my return lines. So that will work. It'll hold this up. Everything's nice and sturdy. Doesn't go anywhere. Look at that. Sturdy as could be. So now let's work on the last part, which is the oil pipe. So we got our fitting here. So we're just going to run a little hose right up to here. And just like that, we'll have a hose that works. Good thing this was a spare piece I had laying around. So now we're going to crimp these. Now, if you don't have the luxuries of your boss having his own hydraulic hose making system, Napa can usually make hoses for you. So we're using number 6 hose, set it to 475, and push the button. And check it out. Nice, beautiful hose for our turbo. And just like that, you have yourself your very own T4 kit. That came out really well. Looks really good, actually. Now we just got to set the cab back down and finish putting this back together. Sounds really good. Unfortunately, we have a bad injector. A little smoke, so I'm gonna have to replace an injector, but we'll be good to go. So yeah, that's how you build your own little non-VGT kit.